Hello friends, welcome back to DigiTalk, and in this session I am going to explain you with execution how you can change the WebLogic server admin password, and along with that how you can recover the admin password if anytime you don't remember what was the admin user password, so you can recover that as well, right, by decrypting the encrypted password. Okay, there is a certain method for that one. Okay, and for this I am going to refer this DigiTalk lab guide. If you want this lab guide along with the 24 or 26 plus more lab PDF document with step-by-step instructions and a screenshot, okay, along with a WebLogic server handbook of 250 plus pages, then you can write us on digitalk.fmw@gmail.com. We will send you the instructions how you can buy that one. It's all available with the bare minimum cost. Okay, so all these lab documents are designed for self-study, and then it contains the complete end-to-end explanation along with the step-by-step instructions and executions along with the screenshot. So you don't need any expert for to get an knowledge of in-depth knowledge of WebLogic server. You can follow all the lab guides and the WebLogic handbook, which is specifically designed for the professionals as well as for beginners, and you can also be an expert in WebLogic server. Okay, so what I'm going to cover in this lab is first we will cover a basic you can say basic concepts of boot properties. That is a very important file when we talk about the WebLogic server. Okay, and when we start our any of the managed servers or the admin servers, we have a different ways for that one. Specifically when we talk about the managed servers, we can start it from the admin console, as well as we can start it with the help of scripts that is provided by the Oracle along with the WebLogic server, right? So when we reset the password, the behavior of starting the server is completely different. Okay, when we are going to start it from the admin console, and when we are going to start it from the with the help of scripts. Okay, we have to take care of certain things when we are going to change the passwords of the admin user. Okay, so there's different scenarios for that one. I will explain you all of those. Okay, along with that I will show you how we can recover the admin user password. Okay, so let us talk about some basic syntax which is very important for you to understand before you are going to change the any password for the admin user. And the concept is that when we talk about the production mode of domain, so in production mode of domain, when we install or configure the domain first time, after that you have to create the boot.properties file manually inside the root folder of your admin server, and there is a folder inside that which is security. Okay, so there is a folder called servers inside your domain. Okay, inside that you will have a staging folder or a root folder for each and every server. So for a specific to admin server, after provisioning or after creation of the domain first time, you have to go to the domain servers and admin server. Inside that you have to create a folder called security, and inside the security folder you have to create the boot.properties file with the plain text value of the username and password, and the syntax is username equal to your admin username, and password equal to plain text whatever the you have the password for this admin user. Okay, and once you will start your server, it will automatically encrypted the values in that file. Okay, that means if you are configuring your domain in the production mode, then you have to create the boot.properties file manually. Okay, if you will not create this file, the WebLogic will keep prompt you for enter the username and password whenever you are going to start your admin server. Okay, and this is only applicable for the production mode of domain, because if you configure the domain in development mode, then this file is get created automatically for you, so you don't need to create any boot.properties file manually in the development mode of domain, but in production mode you have to create this file for your admin server. Okay, so now second thing, how we start the managed server. So if we start the managed server from the admin console, then it utilizes the node manager for starting the servers, and for that you don't need the boot.properties file of the managed servers. Okay, so there is a corresponding boot.properties file for each and every managed server as well, which is again inside the domain servers and with the managed server name, and inside that a security folder. Okay, so but that when we start the managed server from the admin console, it not utilized that particular boot.properties file, because it used the node manager properties file to start the manage servers, and node manager use its own boot.properties file for starting the managed servers. Okay, but when we start the managed server with the help of standard scripts, okay, which is start manage WebLogic script provided by the Oracle along with WebLogic, in that case you need the boot.properties file for each and every manage server. So this is a basic difference, but specifically when we talk about how we are going to start the manage servers, if we are starting the manage server from the admin console, then you don't need the boot properties file of that particular manage server. But when we start the WebLogic manage servers with the help of scripts, then you need the boot properties file of that corresponding manage server, right? So let me show you that concept. Okay, what I'm talking about is that suppose I have a domain with two manage servers are running. So let me first shut down my manage servers. Okay, and then I will show you the concept what I'm talking about. Okay, so now you can see the servers are down, right? And before going to start my servers, okay, what I will go, I will go to the root directory of each and every server, then security folder, there is a boot.properties file for each, and let me rename it. So I will rename the boot.properties file of both of my managed servers. Okay, and then I will try to start my managed servers from the admin console. Okay, this should come up. Okay, why? Because as I said, whenever we start our managed servers from the admin console, it do not use the boot.properties file of corresponding managed server. Instead, it use the boot.properties file of the node manager, right? Because it use node manager to start the managed servers. Okay, and I will show you where exactly is the location of that particular file as well. Okay, you have to go to your node manager, and then these are the different node manager properties file where you can set the properties of your different for the node managers. Okay, and when we talk about the node manager file, okay, this is the file which is utilized to start your managed servers. Let me go back to my admin console and see. Okay, so now you can see that servers are up and running, right? And in the back end, we have renamed the node boot.properties file for each and every managed server. So it shows that whenever we start our managed server from the admin console, it don't use the boot.properties file of our managed server. Instead, it use the boot.properties file of the node manager, and this is the boot.properties file of node manager, and the location is your servers inside the domain, and the root folder of your each server, and then data, and then node manager. Okay, so this is the boot.properties file which is used by your node manager to start the managed servers when you start from the admin console, right? So let me now bring it down, and let me, what I will do, I will show you, I will try to start from the command line, and we'll see what is the behavior in that case. Okay, so now it is shut down, and let me go back to my domain and bin directory, go to command prompt. Okay, and let me try to start with the help of command line. Okay, and in that case, sorry, with this method, as of now, the managed server should not come up, and the reason is that because we have renamed the boot.properties file, right? And when we start the managed server from the scripts, it utilize boot.properties file. Okay, so this is the command to start from the console. Okay, command console. Okay, so now see, you can see that it is prompting me for the username and password. And why it is prompting for the username and password is because it is not finding the boot.properties file. However, when we started the managed servers from the admin console, it was started properly, right? So it shows that boot.properties file for the managed servers are only required if we are starting the servers from the command line. Okay, and if we are starting it from the admin console, then this boot.properties file is not really required. So now if I again go back to my servers, manage servers, and then security folder, if I rename this file, right, for both of my managed server. Okay, and after that, if I go to start with the help of command line, and now see, this time it will come up properly. It will not prompt you for the username and password because it will take the username and password from the boot.properties file. Okay, so now you can see that server is up and running now, starting. Okay, this is starting, and then admin state, and now it is up and running. It is started properly. Okay, let me bring it down. So this is the first concept, okay, which shows that how your managed servers behave when we start it from the admin console and from the command line, and in which case boot.property is required and which case it is not required. right? So now let us come to how to reset the password. Okay, so these all are the concepts that has been important to understand when we talk about the resetting the password for the admin user, right? So let us go back to our domain and let us take it in a normal mode where we have one admin server and two servers are running. Okay, so here we have two case studies for changing the password. The one is if all servers are up and running when password changed, and second is when any other server is down when you are changing the password. So that means if I talk about the current state of my domain, so here you can see that okay, server is in starting state. Okay, so what does it mean? That if you are changing the password from the admin console for the admin user, if your all of the servers in the domain are up and running at that time, okay, then you don't need to do anything if you are starting your managed server from the admin console, because it will automatically sync up all the password. Okay, and then you can start your managed server from the console easily, right? So this is the normal situation and this is the case one. Okay, so for that one you can change the password from the security realms, and then you click on realm name, user group, and your admin pass username, click on password tab. So here you can change the password. So once you will change the password and if you will try to restart the servers, so everything will come up and up normally. Okay, now but the critical case is second. If you are changing the password at that time some of your managed server was down. Okay, so let me take the second condition because the first one is very straightforward. So let me bring down second managed server. Okay, and then we will try to change the password. Okay, now see the situation where we have one admin server is running, we have two managed server in the cluster where server 1 is running and managed server 2 is down, right? In that case let us go back and let us try to change the password for our admin user. Let me click on WebLogic and then password tab, and then let me change the password. Okay, that is now welcome 123 and welcome 123. Okay, so now you can see the password is changed. Okay, so what we do when we change the password, after that we have to bring down the complete domain before starting the servers. Okay, so let us bring down the complete domain. Okay, now my domain is down, admin server is down, managed servers are down. Okay, starting. Okay, now you can see that admin server is down and your managed server is also down, right? So now what I will do is let me first start my admin server. Okay, let me bring up my admin server first, and then we'll try to bring up our manage servers. Okay, so what will in that case? In that case 2, we are talking about when our manage server 2 was down, when we have reset the password. Okay, after that once we will go to start our manage server 2, we will get some security exception. Okay, right. So now let us come back to admin server. So now you can see that when we try to start our admin server, it is giving the security authentication denied boot properties error, right? Why it is giving is that because we have changed the password for the admin console from the admin console, right? But after that, as I said, whenever we start the admin server, it refers for the boot properties file, right? In all cases. So after changing the password from the admin console, what we have to do is we have to change the password for the admin server as well, right? So for that, what you need to do is that you have to change your boot.properties file, and here you have to write same username equal to WebLogic, password equal to the new password. So we have given welcome 123. Let us save it. Welcome 123. Okay. So now we have the boot properties file with the new username and password for admin server, and let us go back and try to start our admin server. So now this will come up. Okay, so the thumb rule is here. If you are changing the username, admin username password for the WebLogic, so when you change the password from the admin console, okay, after that you have to bring down the complete domain, and after bringing down the complete domain, you have to change the password or username and password in the boot.properties file of the admin server for the first time. Okay, so once you will start your server, these values will automatically get encrypted. right? So this is the way we have to change the password for admin server. But now if we come up in the second case, let us see if our managed servers are come up or not properly. Okay, so let us see. Let us log into admin console. Okay, and now we will try to start our managed servers. Okay, and now remember that we are in the case study 2. Okay, and case study 2 was when we reset the password from the admin console, one of the managed server was down. Okay, so in our case, when we reset the password, our managed server 2 was down, right? So let us try to bring up both of the managed servers and let us see if it is coming up or not. Okay, so what will happen in that case? Your managed server 2 will not come up. Okay, because when we change the password from the admin console, okay, and after we brought down the domain, so that time our managed server 2 was down and it was not up to sync up the current password, the whatever password that we have changed. Okay, and for that reason it will give you the security exception error when you will try to start it. Okay, let us see if it is coming or not. Okay, it is taking some time to start. Okay, so there is a workaround for that one. What is the workaround for that? You have to go to your uh, root directory of the managed server 2 which was down at that time, and then you have to rename that directory, that complete rename that complete root directory of this managed server, and then try to start the server, and after that it will bring up, because it will sync up the complete LDAP security files once you will start the server by renaming the root directory. Okay, so now you can see that our server 1 is running. Okay, and server 2 is starting. Okay, so this will error out. Okay, if we go back and see the logs of this second server, okay, and let us see the log what it says. This is the log directory. Okay, and here you can see that it is throwing exceptions. Okay, and these are the exceptions it is showing. There are a lot of exceptions that you will see on the console as well. Okay, this is the authentication user specific denied. The authentication is denied. Okay, so that means if you are changing the password from the admin console, at that time you have to ensure that all servers in the domain are up and running. Okay, if any of the server is down and if you will try to restart that after changing the password, then you will get this kind of a problem. Okay, and this will not mitigate by just changing the password in the boot.properties file for this particular managed server. Okay, because it will not refer that particular file at that moment. Okay, because your other security files are pointing to the old security configuration. So what you exactly you need to done is that you have to go to servers. Okay, and just rename the complete folder of your managed server 2, right? So we have renamed the old server, and now if you go to start your managed server, okay, and after that it will come up. Okay, so this you will see that this directory is automatically created. Okay, and now all the folders are get created there. Okay, and now this time this server will come up properly, right? So what we have learned so far is that when we talk about the boot.properties file, our domain is in production mode, so you have to create this file manually first time, right? After that, if you are starting the managed server from the admin console, then boot.properties file of that particular managed server is not required, because it used the node manager to start the managed servers. But if you are starting the managed servers with the help of scripts, then for each and every server's boot.property file is mandatory, it is required. Okay, and now when we change the password from the admin console and after that we bring down the complete domain, before changing the password from console, we have to ensure that each and every managed server, each and every server is up and running. Okay, in case if any of your server is not running when you change the password, after that it will not come up. So what you have to do is you have to rename the complete root directory of that particular server, right? And after that this server will come up in the running mode. Okay, great. So now what we have done is that we have changed the password and we started the server from the admin console. Okay, now let us take the another case. Let us try to start now the servers with the help of scripts. Okay, and see what is the behavior in that case. Okay, so let us go back and then we'll try to start the servers from the scripts. Okay, so let me go to my domain and then bin, and then let me go to cmd. Okay, and then start manage, and then I will give the name of my manage server and then the URL of my admin server, right? So localhost :7,001. So what will happen in that case? It will start or not? It will not start, right? Why it will not start? Because as I said, manage server refer for the boot properties file always. And now because we have changed the password from the admin console, okay, and because of that we haven't changed after the boot properties file of the manage servers, right? So because we have not changed the boot properties file of the manage server, so it will give you the authentication denied error. Okay, so what exactly you need to do in that case is you have to go to the root directory of each and every server, and let me go first back to manage server 1 security folder. Inside that you have to change your boot properties file where you have to give the username equal to WebLogic and then password equal to the new password, which is welcome123 in our case. Okay, so let us save this file and let me close all other files. Okay, so now you can see the properties boot properties file is plain text username and password. Okay, so I will take this same file and I will do it for the manage server 2 as well, right? So let us go back to domain and then let us try to start our manage server, right, with the help of scripts. Start manage, and then I will take the name of my manage server. Okay, then the URL of my admin server, which is http localhost and then :7001, which is the port of my admin server, and now the server will come up fine. Okay, and the reason is that now because we are starting with the help of the command line, right, and for command line it utilizes the boot properties file, right, and we have changed the boot properties file the manage servers as well, right, and that's why it is up and running now. Okay, so thumb rule is that if you are starting your manage server with the help of a script, so make sure after changing the admin console password and restarting the complete domain, you have to update the boot.properties file of each and every manage server as well. Okay, if you will not change the boot.properties file of your manage server, it will not come up. Okay, and let me bring it out again. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how you can recover the admin user password. Okay, so recovering the admin user password is a very straightforward process. For that you have to connect to a WLST prompt. After connecting to your WLST prompt, okay, you have to run few standard commands, okay, which will be used for encryption of your password. Okay, and what is the process for that one? Let me show you for that as well. So first we have to connect to our WLST prompt. Okay, and for connecting to WLST prompt we have a standard way now in WebLogic. For that we have to go to our Oracle home and then Oracle common and bin, right? Inside that you will have a script called WLST.cmd for window and .sh for Linux. Run this to connect to your WLST prompt. After that, what exactly you need to be done is that you have to run certain commands there, right? And what all are the commands? Let me copy paste here the notepad and then I will show you what kind of a configuration that you have to modify. So first you have to modify your domain. Okay, so let me see the complete path of my domain. So domain in my case is sorry, it is English domains, Digitalk domain. This is the path of my domain, right? So I think this is the same in this document as well. Let me see, right? So this is the same domain. Okay, so you have to modify the path here. After that you have what you need to do is you have to change this encryption value here. Okay, this is the encrypted value of your password, and from where you will get this value, you have to get it from the boot.properties file of your admin server. Okay, go to your domain servers, admin server name, security, open the boot.properties and take this value from here. Okay, after taking this value you have to change this encryption values, right? Let me change it. Okay, here, this one. Okay, so these are the two values that you need to be changed here. Okay, and rest of the process is same. You have to run the domain this command service encryption and print encryption. Okay, so this is the print encryption command. Okay, so let me first run this command. Okay, at the prompt which we are using now. So this is the first command which will set the domain in this particular variable, and then you have to define a service referring to your domain which we have defined just now. Okay, let me copy it again. So okay, so now this is, we have defined a service variable using this domain. Okay, whatever the path we have given, then we have to call the encryption service for this one by giving this particular code. Let me run it, right? And now you have to print the encryption. You may get one error here. Okay, so now we are getting the some JSafe input exception error which is saying invalid input. So what we need to do, we have to remove this backslash, right? This is the backslash in this particular encrypted value. You have to remove this backslash and then run, and now you can see that the password is welcome 123, and this is the process how you can recover the password. So what we have learned so far in this lecture is the concept of bootloader properties file, how it behave when we start the admin server and when we start the manage servers from admin console and from the using the scripts, and then how we can recover the password. So thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for the next video.